Akasan's Honest Reactions, Akasan. So, I gotta tell you guys, today is July 18th, 2016. And I just wanted to take this time to let you guys know that 8 years ago, on this very day, you and I were treated to the greatest comic book movie ever. The Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan. The hype was unreal at that time. I had never seen such a viral campaign produced. And every time now I think about San Diego Comic-Con, with San Diego Comic-Con coming up right now, I still remember what it was called, Rory something. It was like this one website that started with a pumpkin. It was the weirdest, the viral campaign was amazing. Like, you should Google that one day. The TDK viral campaign that I believe started originally at San Diego Comic-Con, and it first started with a phone number, and you had to call, and Rory's First Kiss. That's what it was. The name of the Dark Knight project here, and I remember how it led up to the Joker, the reveal of the Joker face, and oh my god, so good. The campaign was amazing. And anyways, I just want to take this time to take a look at something. I don't have, maybe, I might have one thing left here with the, let me see if I still have it on my computer. It's something I wanted to react to a while back, I think a year ago, about Heath Ledger or something like that. But if I don't have that, let's get into another one. It was like the top 5 things you didn't know about Heath Ledger. And I already did the top 10 things about The Dark Knight, the top 10 moments of The Dark Knight, so I can't do that, so I might have to just go ahead and move on to something else instead. Yeah. Top 10 controversial casting decisions in popular movies. Here we go. 8 little known but awesome facts about Heath Ledger's Joker. Let's go ahead and get in that, because this is the Dark Knight day. And if you guys are interested, I'll check out the Dark Knight Rises ones as well later. Here we go. Where is this coming from? Wow, I've had this for a long time, actually. Here we go. From what culture?
Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight is astonishing, deranged, and the second best depiction of the Joker ever behind Mark Hamill, and I will fight each and every person who posts a comment saying otherwise.
Well, that was fun. Who's for Chinese?
I agree.
Ledger's Joker marks the first time that anyone was given an Academy Award for playing a comic book character, and it's very well deserved. You just can't tear your eyes away from the Ace of Nades while he's on screen. Now, everyone knows the magic trick scene and the laugh, but what about the tiny details that makes his performance that much more impressive?
Tell us more, Adam.
I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are 8 little known but awesome facts about Heath Ledger's Joker performance.
I got it.
Number 8, he doesn't look at his victims. Now, this is low on the list because it's not true in absolutely all cases. Joker kills a few cops whilst looking at them, ogle dem popos. But if you take all of the clown's kills in the movie, Ledger has a habit of shunning his victims' gaze while he executes them. He shoots the bus driver with nary a backwards glance, doesn't eye gamble as he murders him, doesn't look back as he chucks Rachel Dawes out of a window, looks away whilst burning loud, closes his eyes as an entire police station blows up. I know it's rude to stare, but to be honest, I think this goes too far the other way. Number 7, The Joker's Diary. A lot of preparation went into creating The Man Who Laughs.
I do know this one.
6 weeks in a ramshackle hotel, staring at the wall, laughing to try and nail down the iconic character. Now, this could all be hearsay, but he definitely created The Joker's Diary. A scrapbook full of distressing press clippings, pictures of Alex from Clockwork Orange, extracts from the comics, pictures of feral animals. Ledger would reportedly carry it around with him everywhere and use it to instantly get into character. The book itself could be seen as a small window into the mind of a lunatic, and chillingly, on the last page are written in big block capitals, "Bye bye." Number 6, he directed the Joker terrorist videos. Hey, here's a fun fact.
Yes, I did know that one.
The director doesn't always direct every single shot in the film. Oftentimes, especially with bigger pictures, second unit directors will oversee separate chunks of the film, like smaller action scenes, establishing footage, or random stuff that doesn't involve the main cast. Nolan famously does most of his films without one, which makes it even more impressive that he handed off the reins to someone else for some key bits of the film. Those key bits? The video nasties that the Joker sent to Gotham News. Those were directed by Ledger himself. Nolan was present to supervise the filming of the first, but he was so impressed that he took a vacation from set when the second one was filmed.
I'm a man of my word.
Wait, Were there two? Ah, there were two.
Number 5,
Yeah.
the makeup
I
on his
guess.
hands. Whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you
Stranger.
Now, the story goes
man.
that Ledger designed the makeup for the Joker himself using store-bought cosmetics, and makeup designers had to then copy that for weeks. But then again, makeup designers are stabby people, so I don't want to help spread something that might just be a rumour. Instead, what's more verifiable is that it was Ledger's idea to have the makeup on his hands as well. You see throughout the film that there are dabs of makeup on his hands and his knuckles, as well as making it clear that he applies the makeup in a savage, less sophisticated way, like war paint. The rest adds an extra layer of schoolboy carelessness that somehow makes his Joker even more frightening. Number 4, improvised clapping. Nolan had a lot of faith in Ledger and his black and he kept giving him gold. Case in point, when James Gordon is given the job of commissioner in front of all the prisoners, which is a silly place to announce the elevation of a police officer, clapping can be heard coming from one of the cells. It's the Joker. The shot of him clapping like a murderous seal was one of the key shots in the film's trailer and completely improvised by Ledger in the moment. Not present anywhere in the script, Nolan instructed the crew to keep filming the Joker, and the shot is one of the most famous in the finished movie. Number 3, the tongue. So the Joker's got this thing with his tongue. It pops out of his mouth like a little friend. Hello. It's just another strange little touch that makes Ledger's Joker that much more uncanny.
There's a movie like that.
Dog absentmindedly licking his chops.
An old movie based on that.
About it. Now, some sites have attributed that to it just being a tick of Ledger himself. And while it's true that Heath was prone to a bit of tongue floppage, he maintains that it was a conscious and actually necessary choice. You see, the way that Ledger would speak to get his Joker voice, which is, by the way, an absolute dead ringer for Tom Waits,
well, they got people working for you and everything,
would dry out his mouth, so he had to keep licking his lips and the insides of his cheeks to generate the moisture needed to keep talking, and according to Ledger, keep his performance consistent.
But I think there's a Tom Waits movie where... Okay, but...
back and forth a lot about this explosion, not about its quality, it's an absolute beauty of a boom boom, but rather what was intended and what wasn't. Some have claimed that the explosives malfunctioned for a second, causing Ledger to improvise around it, and some claim that how it happened on screen was exactly how it was supposed to happen in the script. Well, at what culture? It's time to throw our incredibly manly hats into the ring. What was supposed to happen was this. The explosions were supposed to go off as Ledger walked to the bus, then pause, let him board the bus, close the door, and then as it was driving away, the explosions would resume. What happened instead? During the planned pause, Ledger went off script and started playing around with the remote to the bomb, netting one of the movie's biggest laughs in the improvisational process. Number 1, he told Bale to kick his ass. Now, this is just me, but I would never tell Christian Bale to really go for it when it came to visiting physical violence upon my person. He's a scary, 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 Welsh, scary man, and if I were filming a fight scene with him, I would send him a perfume note asking him please to go easy. Pretty please. Not so Heath Ledger.
What happened? Your balls drop off?
The man who would be the man who last took Bale aside before filming and told him in no uncertain terms to hit him as hard as Batman would hit the Joker. The damn lunatic. If you were wondering what it is that separates the brutal interrogation scene in The Dark Knight to the less impressive confrontation with Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, maybe that's it. Heath Ledger and his pursuit of pure, brilliant, crazy. Rest in peace, you excellent Joker. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And you can even follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.
That was good. That was very good. I knew most of those, of course, you know, as I think some of you already know that I was both a moderator on a TDK fan site. What was it? Yeah, I guess it really started off as a TDK and then it became a TDKR, fan site. Or no, actually it was, I don't know. Anyways, on Facebook and such, and that's how I kind of just got into doing reactions itself. Recording my reaction to Arkham Knight, and I was uploading it to my friends on the fan site there, the community and such, and that's why it's always been about Batman. That was the origin of like really doing the reactions and such, and then later it grew into something much bigger, right? But yeah, it's still amazing to me, like, we can sit 8 years ago. I still remember Los Angeles. I saw that movie like 6 times or so. And the TDK was the only movie that I didn't mind going to see over and over and over again with different people and just enjoying watching them. Like, I enjoyed the excitement of watching people that aren't comic book fans, which is the best part of it, actually really get into the story and be like, God damn, like, one of my favorite memories of all time was Christmas. It was a Christmas dinner where all the family was coming over, even the outside family came over, and we needed some form of like entertainment, not a fucking sports game, right? So I had The Dark Knight on Blu-ray or something like that, or I rented it, or no, I must have bought it. I think I bought that. You know, I bought that fucking Blu-ray like 2 or 3 times because I bought it once just when it came out, and then I had to buy it again when I was in Japan. So now I have like 2 or 3 versions of that, and I have the collector's edition on top of that with the Batmobile, Bat bike. And so anyways, I remember showing this movie, and the whole family, nobody was bored. Everybody had the same reactions that I saw in the cinema, right? And I just remember the end of the movie, I guess we have no relation, but kind of family, and my half-sister's mother looked at me and she's just like, that was a really good movie. And everybody's like, yeah, wow. And they were like, who is this guy? Who are these people? Who directed this movie? Like, is there anything else like that? And it was just became this like great gateway to get people that aren't necessarily into comic books into the lore of sort of these comic influenced stories. And I think that's still why Nolan's work stands out so well for the majority of people, and I think that's why it can easily, well, not kind of easily, would you say easily? I don't know. Easily gross over $1 billion on a comic book property, right? Now you got to remember, this is way before Marvel really got into the game. Of course, you know, The Dark Knight Rises came out same year that the Avengers came out, but before that, nobody was taking like these comic movies that seriously, or comic book influence movies that seriously, and I think that's why that's probably why TDK still stands the test of time, and it still stands as the measure of comic book related movies to beat. Every time a comic book movie comes out, it's always being compared to, is it as good as TDK, right? Even 8 years later, when The Winter Soldier came out, I remember people were saying that was basically Marvel's TDK. I remember when X-Men First Class came out, and people were trying to say that. It was like, oh, this is the TDK for Fox's brand, and and that got me hyped, and I was like, let me go watch this. I'm like, no. I kind of get where they were coming from, but I was just like, nah, it's grounded, but it's not. Nah, it's not TDK. Nah, it's not TDK. But I can see where The Winter Soldier actually really fits the bill of Marvel's TDK. Like, that's the best one. You really would believe that a Nolan fan or someone influenced in his style directed that movie, because the Russo brothers. But that's what makes it, I'm so psyched for Avengers 3 with the Russo brothers on board, because I believe they are still giving it a very, they're doing very well. I mean, if anybody's going to take that helm from Nolan and even improve it for both like hardcore geeky fans and then casuals and such, and then the mainstream audience, I think the Russo brothers might go down as the best team for that, a sort of bank. And I really hope that David Ayer, I believe in what he's doing, and from what I've seen in Suicide Squad, it has that same touch that WB is missing so much in their movies right now, in terms of this sort of style that even regular fans, people that just like good stories and good movies and well-directed stuff, will be into. So the feeling isn't gone. The TDK type feeling isn't gone, but you know, it's transitional. So it's transitional and things change, and you know, at the same time, people do want other things as well. Sometimes people do prefer oversaturated, gloomy, just stretch of your belief, stretch of what's the word I'm looking for? The sense of disbelief. Yeah, the stretch of your sense of disbelief, believability. But I mean, and I guess that's fine for those that like that. But yeah, hopefully we'll see that in Suicide Squad, kind of the return for the WB properties, and I think Russo brothers are doing a great job. But I will always remember TDK, The Dark Knight. All right, guys, my name is Akasan. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace.
Rise once again.
And he came back stronger than ever. And there's one old man. Yeah, right there, that motherfucker, like.
Number 9. Stadium Destruction. The Dark Knight Rises.
Let the games begin.